The backyard buzzed with that forced cheer you only find at family reunions, string lights dangling from the oak tree my grandfather planted decades ago. The scent of barbecue ribs mingling with Aunt Linda's overpowering perfume. And kids chasing fireflies as dusk crept in. It was supposed to be a milestone, Grandpa's 90th. A rare chance for me, Emily Harper, to bridge the ocean-wide gap I'd built since moving to Seattle for that tech job. But as my husband, Jake, leaned in during the cake cutting, his breath hot against my ear, he murmured, "That's not him. We need to leave." Now, those words didn't just prick my skin, they ripped open a wound I'd long ignored, turning the laughter around us into a mocking echo. My heart stuttered, but I forced a smile, nodding like he was sharing a joke. While inside, a silent scream built, years of being the overlooked daughter, the one who abandoned the family, now facing a truth that would demand I burn it all down. I hadn't been back to this Connecticut suburb in 7 years. Not since the fight where Mom called my career ambitions selfish dreams and Dad just grunted agreement from his recliner. The house loomed larger in memory than reality, a colonial with white siding Grandpa earned from his custom furniture business, the kind that supplied high-end stores in New York. Folding tables groaned under potato salad and deviled eggs. Classic American spread. But the air felt thick, like everyone was reciting lines from a script I hadn't read. Mom, Patricia, flitted about in her floral dress, dabbing fake tears with a tissue, playing the devoted daughter. Dad, Robert, manned the grill, complaining about the humidity like always. My brother, Michael, hovered near the wheelchair, adjusting the blanket over Grandpa's knees with a tenderness that now strikes me as rehearsed. And me? I lingered on the edges, Jake's hand in mine, pretending the isolation was jet lag, not the family's quiet way of saying I didn't fit anymore. When they wheeled him out, applause erupted like he'd won an Oscar. Grandpa, or who I thought was Grandpa, sat there in his cardigan, hair combed back, eyes glassy like he was lost in some distant melody only he could hear. I waved, my plastic cup of punch sloshing, expecting that crinkly smile, the one that always said, "There's my girl." Nothing. His gaze skimmed past me, unfocused, unseeing. "He's not himself these days," Mom whispered, materializing at my side, her grip on my arm a little too tight. The dementia. It's cruel. I swallowed the knot in my throat, telling myself age steals pieces of people. But Jake? He went rigid. His artist eyes, the ones that could sketch a stranger's face from a glance, locked on the old man. He hissed later, as we stepped away for fresh air. "His nose is wrong. The bridge is too straight. And those hands. Not the calluses from woodworking." I laughed it off at first, nerves bubbling up as denial. "You're seeing shadows. Babe. It's him." But his certainty gnawed at me, stirring the old hurt. The way family calls had dwindled to texts. How Grandpa's voice faded from our Zooms 4 years back, replaced by excuses. "He's resting, bad day, maybe next time." We slipped inside under pretense of grabbing more ice, my pulse thundering like a storm building offshore. Upstairs in the guest room, I shoved clothes into our duffel, hands trembling. What if Jake was right? What if this was the mask slipping on years of silence? The family's way of punishing me for leaving? For not being the dutiful one like Michael, who stayed local, married young, popped out grandkids? I was the black sheep, the one who chased code instead of casseroles, who sent money but not time. Downstairs, laughter filtered up, oblivious. In the car, doors locked, Jake gripped the wheel. "That's your uncle, Tom. Makeup, glasses, a stoop to age him." I remember faces. It's my job as a portrait artist. The real grandpa? Gone. They've been faking it. The world tilted. For years without a real conversation. The last Zoom, Grandpa joking about his rose garden getting ravaged by deer. His voice frail but warm. Come visit soon. Kiddo. Doors always open. Then poof, silence. Mom's deflections. The inheritance whispers I'd overheard as a teen. How Grandpa favored me for my grit. If he was dead. Oh God. The house. The business shares. The trust, it all funneled to me in his will. They'd lose everything. Rage simmered low. A quiet burn like embers under ash. Not explosive yet. But feeding on every slight, the Christmas where they forgot my gift. The graduation they skipped because travel's tough. I dialed 911 from the driveway. Voice steady despite the quake inside. I think my family's impersonating my grandfather at his birthday party. He's been dead for years. Please send someone. The operator's calm questions felt surreal. But as sirens wailed faintly in the distance, the betrayal crystallized. This wasn't just a lie, it was theft of time. Of grief. Of my right to say goodbye. Cops arrived discreetly. 2 detectives in unmarked cars. Pulling us aside. I spilled it all. Jake backing me with details. The earlobes don't match old photos. Check them. They nodded. Faces neutral. And approached the party like uninvited guests. Mom's indignation flared, arms crossed. Voice pitching high, this is absurd. Emily's always been dramatic. But as they questioned Grandpa, Uncle Tom's facade cracked. He shifted. Muttered. It's just a bit of fun, but the ID check unraveled it. Mom's tears turned real. Accusatory glare shot my way. The party dissolved into whispers. Guests fleeing with awkward excuses. That night in our motel. The dam broke. Mom called. Venom dripping, you ungrateful bitch. You weren't here when he faded. We protected the family legacy, you just destroyed it. Protected? They'd buried him in the backyard like a secret shame. Forged signatures on accounts. Lived off his pension while I wondered why he hated me. Where's his body? I demanded. Voice cracking. Silence. Then hang up. The hurt twisted into resolve, a cold, calculated fury. I wouldn't just expose them. I'd reclaim what was mine. Make them pay for every silence call. Every erased memory. Detectives returned at dawn, confirmed. Heart failure. For years ago. Buried privately. No foul play. But fraud charges pending identity theft. Embezzlement. Grandpa had died alone. His will unchanged. Everything to me. They'd hidden it to squat on the estate. Fearing my outsider claim. The psychological gut punch, I'd mourned a ghost. Internalized their rejection as my fault. While they profited from my absence. The fallout erupted like a volcano long dormant. Media latched on a viral TikTok of the fake grandpa toast. Headlines screaming, family fakes patriarch's life for fortune. Comments crucified us all, me as the vengeful snitch. Them as greedy monsters. But I leaned in. Cooperating with prosecutors. Handing over old emails. Bank statements I'd quietly requested. Therapy sessions unearthed the trauma, years of gaslighting. The Mlang Chiu dung like a cultural weight. Even in this American shell, where family bonds are supposed to be unbreakable yet frayed by unspoken resentments. Michael begged, sis, drop it. We're blood. Blood? The same blood that let me twist in self-doubt? No. Court dates dragged. Their pleas desperate, Mom sobbing on the stand about preserving his memory, Dad stone-faced. Uncle Tom admitting the disguise was to avoid drama. Probation for them, house arrest. Fines, but I pushed for restitution. Watching their savings drain to lawyers. The house transfer hit like sweet vengeance. I evicted them with court orders. No mercy. Mom's final note, you took her home. Happy now? I shredded it. The rip echoing my shattered illusions. Living there now. Amid Grandpa's ghosts, the workbench in the garage where he'd taught me to sand edges smooth. Whispering. Patience turns rough into refined, the price weighs heavy. Jake and I relocated. But nights bring insomnia. Wondering if revenge healed or hollowed me. The silence from family? A void I once feared. Now a shield. I sold the business shares. Donated half to elder abuse charities. A quiet fuck you to their greed. But the betrayal lingers. A psychological scar, trust fractured. Innocence lost. Was it worth it? The empowerment surges. Then ebbs into loneliness. Yet, in reclaiming his legacy, I honored the man who saw me when others didn't. Some betrayals demand fire, even if it scorches your soul. And in the end, the quiet girl who endured became the storm they never saw coming.